Conversation, 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 conversation. Life's journey. Hey, conversation, 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 conversation. Let's talk about it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Conversations. I'm Moji Isaacs, your host on the show. And Conversation is a program where we get to share our life's experiences and, we get to learn from one another. And so far, it has really been really encouraging. Today, I have someone really there, someone that I grew up with. I mean, yeah, I just kept remembering those days growing up. And I'll allow her to introduce herself to us. She's also a commando to let us know the year she passed out of command, her house in command, what she does now, and where she lives. So welcome to the show, Tokunbo.
Thank you. My name is Adetokuno Tobun Agbesanwa. 1986 set of Command Secondary School, Baja. I was in a Zambezi house, later Dragon House. So you know I'm an oldie. Zambezi is for the second set, yes. Now later Dragon House.
Yes.
Yes. So I live in Lagos, Nigeria, and I reside here permanently.
Okay, so what do you do?
Currently, I'm an horticulturist. Landscaper. I design gardens with a specific bias in green walls and rooftop gardening. I sell exotic plants from all over the world. I'm doing my passion as a business currently. But before then, I was in the service of the Lagos state government as a public servant and as a politician. So that's what I do now.
Okay, you said as a politician, are you still a politician?
Yes, I'm still a politician.
Okay.
You can never take politics out of your system because the business world is different from politics.
Okay.
I'm still a politician, but I might not be running now currently for public office. I might be called upon to serve at any point in time, in which case I already have my own set ideology, my ideas on what to contribute to society and to governance. So, but before that happens, one must run a profitable business. One must run a good business venture and run it successfully and profitably. So my business life is different from political life for now.
Yeah, but I'm going to ask you a few questions about that. But let's go on. I want to know your academic background. I know the last I saw you, but just for the purpose of everyone else, your academic background, what did you study in school? And how did you end up with horticulture?
Okay, well, horticulture has been a passion since I was a child. You remember we lived next door to each other. I was always planting things in that our bare open space. And then at the backyard, I was always planting greens. Do you remember that time? Always having potatoes, onions, and all that. Just as a passion. And I think it's in my blood because my grandmother too was somebody into herbs, So I left command 1986 and I got admission immediately to LASG to study political science. So I have a first degree in political science. You can now understand the bias for politics. I think God just wanted me to serve. And that was why, because I just know that if I did not study political science, I would not be in the field of politics today. So I studied political science. And after my youth corps, I went for my master's degree in international law and diplomacy. And then I had a stint with law. I studied law at the University of London for about 3 years, but I didn't complete it because I was already grown and I can still complete that. And then I have gone for courses in horticulture and gardening because ever since I started work, in the 1990s, I had already started my horticulture and gardening and landscaping business as a passion because people would call me to come and do things for them. So I had already started collecting plants from all over the world. So I had it as a passion, as a hobby. And I built it up as that hobby into a business. So even while I was serving in governance, I would, after work, I would go to my horticulture garden, groom flowers, sell flowers, meet with people, do landscaping in my spare time. So I had to develop myself in that area too. Though we had a stint of agric, I did a lot of agric in school in a command. And then I had to go for horticulture, courses thereafter. So that's how I landed in horticulture.
That's very interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know about that.
It's one of the jobs for the future. It's one of the businesses for the future. It would always be because the world is going environmentally aware, and the field of horticulture is needed to keep the balance between nature and technology and development. So we would be needing nurturers of the earth and people who know plants, who know everything. A lot of people don't know much, And if you even look at CNN today, when they are interviewing somebody, you look behind them, you will see a plant. It just shows you the importance of the plants. Look at developed countries. They are going back to the greening of their environment. While we here, we have all the weather, we have everything, and we are just, by the time the environment is going to react, we hope that everything will still be intact by the time nature reacts. So that's the future of our business.
Because I'm just thinking now, I know somebody came to my house once in Nigeria, and the person said, wow, you have such big space, and the person was like, where are your plants? And I said, I don't know, I don't know how to handle those things.
Yes.
But then when I had to move, out of the country, and then I now understand the importance of actually having plants around you and why they do that. But for a long time, so how are you able to, educate people? Because I know that most people don't, our homes are always with cement and everywhere.
Yes. So, for now, my kind of business is seen as luxury in the sense that only the rich, the high and the mighty understand because they've traveled and they are ready to spend any amount. I also have another set of people. Those are the people like myself who are plant addicts. Those ones are incurable. They will spend any amount for plants. So a third set of people are people who are just becoming aware. So my clientele base is on 3 or more levels. Now, with the awareness every day that plants are important for well-being, as a nature hack, a lot of people are working from home now.
Yeah.
So they face the computer all day, they're on Zoom meetings, they are doing that. And with the COVID-19 situation now, there's less social interactions. So people are turning to pets, they are turning to gardening as a way to balance their mental state. God has given us all this nature as a check and balance for our lives. But we end up taking out those vital aspects, destroying the ecosystem, doing a lot of things. And then we wonder when we now see people who have mental issues, where we have allergies that just rose up from somewhere, so all these things tie up. And the sky is no limit for our profession in these areas. So in fact, during the COVID-19 period, everybody that used to travel up and down had to sit at home until they still do sit at home, work from home. When they finish, they look at their surroundings and they're like, wow, this is terrible. So most of the time, they just call us up. I heard you are one of the best. I just want this. I just want that. And I want this, you know. So the good thing is that they have somebody or some set of people, even though we are few, who know what they are doing, who are widely traveled, who have taken it on a global level, an international level, in the sense that I deal with plants from all over the world, you know, and all the restrictions, all the things, the uses for the plant. So they don't just want somebody who just thinks they have an idea. They want indoor plants that will do so job, that will do so job. Somebody's learned enough. So that is what we do. So it's a good business.
Hmm. Wow, you know, so that means different plants actually do different things in the home.
Yes, and in the environment.
The environment.
Yes.
Wow.
So what really, the area of governance that I served last, which was as the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on schools, environmental advocacy, you know, afforded me the opportunity to travel far and wide all over the world on this environmental advocacy stuff, teaching children the best way to teach even adults. We had a very robust system such that my portfolio was so wide that it cut across the ministries of education, environment, transportation, you know, almost all areas of governance, because pollution, for example, is caused by many things. Pollution can be caused by the wrong, by unserviced vehicles. Mm-hmm. So you get Ministry of Transportation coming in with the MOT. Buildings have to be eco-friendly. So you have like a Ministry of Physical Planning, Ministry of Works, you know, all those areas came into my purview. And in fact, I had a very good time on the climate change conferences, traveling with children all over the world, to Germany, to places of ecological and environmental interest, learning a lot. So it further, you know, made me know that I am in the right area of life. Yes.
Wow. So do you train people?
Currently, as a business, I don't train people. We don't train people because of the COVID-19 issues.
Okay.
So we are coming up with models for training people online, and we want to do it right. In the past, we used to train on different areas of not only the environment, but of the horticulture business. It's a very wide business. In the area of horticulture, you can go into nursery, business, retailing. It's a large area. In fact, a country like Netherlands has been in the business for over 800 years, has sustained their economy on horticulture, you know, on plant selling and all that.
Wow.
For over 800 years. In fact, they guard their secrets very jealously. So it just shows you how much more we can make. And yet we have not even looked into our own plants, our own ecosystem, our own ecoculture, you know, so there's a lot to be done that even my own generation cannot finish or start.
That's very true. That is very, very true. Because even for me, I mean, most of the things you're saying now, they are very new. They're very strange to me.
Yes.
I know I'm getting a bit of it and I understand a bit of it, but I mean, you are getting really, I'm like, wow, I didn't know there was so much into it. I mean, I know you said it was for the rich or those that can afford it. So that means plants are actually expensive?
Well, the kind of plants I sell are the luxury types. Okay. We also have the cheap ones for landscaping and other areas. Mm-hmm. But like I said, there are a lot of other people, illiterates, People find it easy to go into selling of plants. Like here in Nigeria, people will just arrive from the village. They look left, they look right. They don't know what to do. They will just look for one corner and start propagating plants. And before you know it, they start living okay. So they really don't have the knowledge, the exposure, but they know that if they learn about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 plants, how to propagate and manage it, they can always sell. So it's a good poverty alleviation strategy when people go into nurseries, plants, things. So most of these people are coming from the farm. So they have knowledge of farming, but they never knew that people in the city or so would even have value for something that they used to beg to sell in the village. That was food. Now they are not selling food, they are selling plants, and they are fine. So in that area, there's a lot more on the streets of people selling those kind of things. So, but I am exposed. I have the financial backing to go into it in the international level, So I do it on the international level by bringing in plants from all over the world, the ones that can stay in Nigeria. So it's just not going to be seeing it on the movies or in CNN or somewhere. You will find it actually in your house in Nigeria, acclimatized. We would have studied a lot of it to know what it can do here. Some plants are outdoor over there. We prefer to put it in bright shade because our own sun will scorch it. Yeah. So those kind of things, that is the area, the lacuna that we have to cover as a business. The knowledgeable aspect of plants from all over the world is different from the local plants that you just pick on the road and throw somewhere. So a lot of the rich and the mighty, they don't want something that they see all over the place in Ajegule, in Lekki, on the road. They don't want it in their house. So they want to travel to US, travel to UK, travel everywhere, see certain plants, be able to come back to Nigeria and enjoy those plants. So that is the area of business I am into.
Very interesting. That's really nice. Wow. Thank you for that, for imparting that knowledge. Yes. So another aspect of, from what I picked from what you have said, and I'm also aware that in, I think 2016 or so. 2014, yeah. So one of the things I know, now hearing from you, is that you actually work with the government. So for me, you probably have knowledge of different things around the Lagos State.
Yes, I served Lagos State government as a civil servant for 14 years at the lands department as an admin staff, an acting secretary to the New Towns Development Authority, which was in charge of land, finding land and developing for Lagos State. And then I left the service in 2006 to join politics. I'm a versatile person. I want to enjoy my life in stages. Funny enough, people say I behave like an old woman. Yes, I think I thank God for his direction, because when it's time to give up something, God just tells me, get up and go. By the time I was in level 13, that's the senior level, I'd already planned my retirement and everything, and I had my business anyway, even then. So it wasn't like I was going from a zeros level to zero. So I had my business, so I retired, joined up active politics, and then continued to run my business as a part-time. So in between, you will go and serve as a politician. So the first time I contested many positions. Well, I was free, it was my business. Yeah. And I wasn't a civil servant. I contested House of Assembly, contested rep, and they will hit you hard. They will collect all your money, I went through the grassroots. I went from, the lowest level of contesting, whereby you really, really need to do the job. So I know everything. So by the time I got my first appointment, I was special assistant to the governor on strategy in the office of the Secretary to State Government. And that was a political job. We were taking care of politicians. We were taking we were like almost political issues that had to do with assisting people, with representing the governor. So many, in fact, I got a lot of exposure. I was able to use my political science knowledge to help the government then. And that was also under the first term of Fashola. So thereafter, after Fashola's first time, I was appointed again as the Senior Special Assistant on Environmental Advocacy, a job which I continue to say I really enjoyed. Because at that time, I was now doing what I liked as a passion. The political science aspect is just another aspect of my life which deals with good leadership. And I know I have good leadership traits. Even from my childhood, I've always had good leadership traits. So that aspect of my life, which is a passion, the passion aspect, the aspect where it's as if I'm playing and I'm making money, was where I had to go into second time. So by the time I was with Fashola for 8 years, and with my experience in the Lagos State Civil Service, as a top officer, as a boss, as somebody who has served under people too, I had a lot of knowledge into the areas where Lagos State can even be better governed. Though I had a boss then, Fashola, who was almost a perfectionist. He was good, and he was somebody to look up to, So if you serve under Fashola and you served successfully, then you must be good. Because before he gives you a position, he looks at your capability. And then when he gives it to you, he tests you. He's very widely read. He's on the ground, his feet are on the ground. Where you are presenting to him, he knows half of, or 75 to 90% of what you are talking about. So you can't talk jazz, and you can't write a proposal that is just all over the place. So it really gingered me. And the fact that I come from a co-educational school where they don't say because you're a boy or a girl. I have parents, my mother was also a politician, my father was a politician. I looked at myself in the civil service. When we are doing promotions in civil service, they don't say because you are a woman, you cannot get your promotion. They don't say because you are a woman, you can't be the director of certain areas. You be the director of anywhere. If it's last night, if it's anywhere that you're supposed to be, and you perform. So why is it that when we now get to the field of politics, we now start saying you're a woman, why are you doing this? And then you start finding people, why did you come out? Why did anybody tell you to come out? I'm like, you need to first be somebody who wants to offer yourself to serve.
Of course.
You offer yourself to serve, you walk the lanes, you walk the ropes, you do your job. I went into the civil service. Even in command, I was a debater, remember? So God had been preparing me for all these positions. Even if I never knew I would go into political science, which is a job that has to do with public speaking and so many things. But God had fashioned my life in such a way. So when challenges like that come, it's just for us, especially as women, brave it, do what you have to do, try your best and leave the rest to God. So I contested, because even during the time of Fashola, when I was SSC, I was always holding the positions of the leadership of all the senior special assistants, coordinating everybody, So they used to look at me, that's Agbesanwa, anything that could not be done, they would bring to me. We will all do it together, but I will coordinate them. So they were all like, there's nothing this woman cannot do. So coming out to say I want to serve, it's just for me to put my leadership abilities, my knowledge and everything to governance. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, if you want to go into government in Nigeria and your aim is do or die, I must win, then most of the time you will find out they did not go to serve the people, they went to serve their pockets. So coming out to say I want to serve is not because I want to serve my pocket, so I don't need to wait for anybody. It's like they call for a job offer. You are the owner of the establishment. if you want to be true to yourself, you look at the credentials of everybody, you look at their background, you test them. You don't want to give your business to a wrong person who will just carry everything and run away. So that is how governance should be seen. We should test our leaders. Look at everybody. Don't look at gender. Don't start looking at gender. Hey, it's a woman. She can't keep secret. All those kind of funny things is because at the end of the day, you don't want to serve. So offer yourself up for service first. What I found out was that 99% of women then, there were a lot of women that could have come out when I came out, but they were, I don't want to come out. Oh, I'm afraid. I'm this, I'm that. I don't see what is making me afraid. Oh. Nobody has caned me. Nobody is going to cane me. Nobody is feeding me. Nobody sent me to school, but I'm a Lagosian. I'm a Lagosian from Ekpe, and I want to serve because I know I have the knowledge. So, and you don't say you want to be a professor. You will not go to university. Yes, you want to serve. You will go and collect a form and say you want to serve, which I'd been doing as the time I was saying I was going to contesting for this, contesting for that. You can't just sit in your house, which is what most Nigerian women need to learn. You can't sit in your house and expect leadership positions to be dropped on your laps all the time. Some of us have to brave it, move out and contest these positions. If you don't have money, open your mouth and talk. But the problem with Nigeria, it is money. But at least make an impact. Come out and say, I want to contest first. Try your best. If you have the money, spend it. If you don't have the money, but most of the time, do you know that those forms are free for women? The forms were free. During my time, the men paid 2.5 million. I did not pay a kobo. But they did not even want me to get the form. I told them, this form, you will give it to me. Otherwise, I will let everybody know what you know. So you have to use your own. And then one thing I know, which I would want younger people and anybody who's listening to me, Nigerian politics is a very dangerous zone because you have a lot of people who are criminally minded at times joining the race. We have a funny, not funny, but a bit is not totally good security system, judicial system, and every other thing. So there's a difficulty to get justice at times when you are, injured. So it's very dangerous, very, very dangerous. So you have to be careful when you are offering yourself up to serve. It should not be do or die. It should not be do or die. When they were saying we were contesting, they will say there are meetings in the midnight. I will say, I'm sorry, I'm a married woman, a respectable married woman, and I have children. What meeting? What do you want to talk about that we have to stay in the middle of the night? Finish talking and let me hear in the morning, when I wake up, hello, what did you people say? Whatever you like, say. Because at the end of the day, we want to serve. Why must I do a nocturnal meeting for me to serve government? When I was reading book in the university, they did not tell me I had to see somebody in the night before I could get my degree. So all these things are things we need to correct. We need to correct it. With the oncoming generation now, a lot of things are no longer analog. We are on Zoom with me and you today now.
Yeah.
In those days, you can't be on Zoom. You have to be physically somewhere. You have to physically go to the bank. Now you can carry your phone and do a lot of things. So the world is moving. Nigeria too is moving. Things are going to change. But people like us should not have said, okay, because it has not changed, we should not try. It will be written in history that so person tried, because I remember when we contested, they screened us, everything. They actually give you a certificate that you contested governor. I will share that certificate with you. It says that you contested the position of governor. So it enters your curriculum vitae. You can use it anywhere. I contested governor. I was screened. Because if you have a criminal record or anything that your political opponents can use against you, they will bring it out at the point of when you want to contest. They tried not spiritually, they tried to look at me morally and say, is she somebody that does all sorts of things? I said, no, this was very, very straight, always, her face is always straight, but she's good-hearted. well, she's very good. She's this. Those were the comments they were hearing. So there was nobody that could say, you better go and step down. If not, we'll use this against you. My service record was impeccable, with merit, with, laurels for good working, with a lot of good report from my bosses. They were saying that, in fact, they found out that in the midst of many other young workers then, I would always be singled out as somebody who could crack down issues, who could do things that others could not do. So they were giving me leadership positions. So they looked everywhere, they didn't find. So they just had to leave me. And the only way they can do anything is maybe the Nigerian system whereby they will use money to do other things. And they did it and they won, but doesn't make me any worse. So so, and then I did not do it because I want a position by force. No, I want to serve. Doesn't mean that if I did not serve, then you not tell me you want to give me one position. I don't think I want. I'm a desperate person. So it was a good experience. And I know that, like I said, my God exposes me to different things at different stages of my life. And at the same time, it gives me cushions to help me, So, and then that might not be the end of the whole journey. It might just mean that I'm coming down from a certain vehicle, entering another vehicle, going through that place. And by the time I'm reaching certain areas, I'll be even more mature, like I am now. In 2014, I wasn't as mature as this. I was just 44. Now I'm 50. So 6 years of experience in the business world. It has even taught me a lot, So, and the business world is quite different from the political world. So that is it.
Wow. One of the things when all the time I passed and I saw your poster, I'll just say, I've always known she was brave, but I didn't know she was this brave.
Yeah, so
I remember those days we were scared to ride on the bicycle, and Tokunbo has gone with a bicycle.
I was born amongst boys.
Yes.
And my mother also was an army officer. So, our mothers were army officers. They were in a profession that they thought were only for men. And they behaved like men, not men per se. They were beautiful women. They were epitome of what a woman should be. And when you have mothers like that, they bring up daughters that end up being strong, end up being confident, Definitely, most of the children will not be children that have been abused mentally or physically in any way. So you have an open mind, an open tabula rasa.
They're able to do anything.
Yes.
I'll tell you someone.
A pilot, So, and those are the kind of mothers we should have now.
Yes.
Not those who stereotype, you're a girl, you must be in the kitchen. No. Nigeria has too much to lose if we start doing all that.
Very true. Very, very true.
And I think very soon that Nigeria will have a female president and some female governors.
Amen.
And let us see
look forward to that.
If the men would, and do you know one funny thing? It is we women that are our greatest enemies. When I was in politics, it was the women they used against me. It was the women they put on the television to say that there's no woman contesting. It was the women that they told to attack me even physically. And I don't blame them. They knew no other life except the life of servitude to men. So it's either my background is quite different from the people they were sending. But if they are greater in number, you'll be like a lone ranger. But at the end of the day, the certificate that I contested with 13 other men is enough for me. It's enough for me. As regards whether I can do the job or not, nobody is in question with that. Nobody is. And that is the most important thing. It's not that that one, she cannot be governor. She's a failure. She cannot do this. They couldn't find it. They could not find a way because a political party will not screen you and put you as an aspirant if there's a possibility that if you get to the job, you can't do it. So once you get the certificate that you are an aspirant for that party, it means they screened you educationally, physically, mentally, morally. You understand? Yes.
That's really.
If I was in Nigerian politics now, if I was a woman without a husband and children, they will say, hey, you don't have money, go and have your husband, go and give back to children first. They couldn't find, they couldn't find, because all those funny cultural practices, they bring it in. But at the end of the day, they couldn't even find anything. So that was an achievement for me, you know.
Right.
And I look back to it and I'm happy that I was able. If I was this old, that as at this time, I don't think I want to go through that kind of trouble again. That time I was younger, and I had a lot of energy, so I can do it. So one thing is that when you have the strength, the ability, the age, do it at that time.
Do it.
But at this time now, we should be grooming other younger people and sitting back and advising, not just jumping up and down. By the time we are 60, we should be mentors. We shouldn't be looking for how to go and become somebody that will be going to work 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. At what age? So that is the thing. So
wow.
I hope Nigerians will learn from that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your, I mean, it's so interesting what you just pointed out now. You said something, if you did not come out, there were many people, other people that should have come out at that time, but they were scared to come out for whatever reason. They did not come out. Well, you took so anybody else can look at you and say, oh, if Tokunbo did it, that lady did it at age 44, in her 40s. That means I can also try it. And then if we all have that same mindset of it's not a do or die, it's the point that at least you even if it was just one person that voted for you, that one person was counted out of whoever won. You understand? And you know that's a big lesson. And I'm really hoping the younger ones will hear. This is the time to do it. I mean, if you have the energy, the resources.
You have to also be careful, because the terrain is a bit dangerous. It's a bit dangerous. So you have to be careful. You have to do it with a lot of thinking, with a lot of strategy. Secondly, you should not sell your soul in any way. Don't sell your soul in any way. What you will not taste, do not smell. Morally, especially for women, they will harass you sexually. You are going to be the governor of a state. For God's sake, who dares harass an incoming governor? You understand? Look at yourself as that. Carry yourself with pride. Don't just say, I think I have to do this with this person and do that with that person. You will never get the position, because they will look at you as if this one is an easy lay. This one cannot take the position. So you have to be strong. You have to be, a woman of substance, and, at least most importantly, because life is key, protect yourself. Protect yourself very well. Wherever there's violence, stay out of it. Stay out of it. Yes.
My father was also a politician. And
yes.
He also did grassroots politics. So I understand exactly what you're talking about.
Yes. I know. Our house in Ekpe, when my daddy was a politician, they broke down the door. One day we had a rally, because I used to follow my daddy up, and he contested with Otedola's period, during Otedola's period too. NRC. He was an aspirant in NRC. And then during the Sarumi issue. So he was the main contender with Otedola. Before, at the last minute, Otedola won. And Otedola now won Sarumi and Edu, who were feuding. So during that period, I was on the road too, because as a political scientist, my daddy used to use me as his PA. So there was a day we had a rally in Ekpe, just to go and talk to people. By the time we finished, they said, we said that there's some food in the house, and this and that. Hey, if you see the crowd that came to our house in Ekpe, well, just for one plate of rice, they broke down our door. You understand? They broke down the door, and 2,000 people rushed in. You understand? We had to run out. So it just shows you that the level of poverty is very high. So you have to be very, very, very careful. Very careful.
That's true. Wow. So let's move on from there. I mean, from all you've said, you seem to have had a very exciting life. Would you say there have been any challenging situation, personally, and how have you been able to deal, or how were you able to deal with it? Or how do you deal with situations that are a bit challenging to you?
First thing I must say, I must confess, is I pray to God. I just ask God, I think this one is beyond me. Please just let me know what to do. And I sit down and listen. If I don't hear anything, I will try and be doing something. But God always comes out for me. I just find out, I just wake up one day and something will say, do it this way, do it that way. And I will say, where has this solution been? So I look a lot inwardly. When I have something on ground, I think very well. I think introspectively. I go on the internet, I look at my environment, I take all those things together and put them together. Like during politics, I knew the fact that you needed a lot of money to contest. And then I had been in a position whereby I wasn't given much money, but I had to utilize so much, what billions of naira, to achieve what I had to achieve. So I used to go to companies and say, we are this, we are that, we are this. They will give us books. At a point, everybody was just looking at me. They will see companies just bring lorry loads of toys, lorry loads of books. People wrote books for us. And this thing is running into big money. Everybody is like, you should get some money from this thing. So I didn't know God was preparing me even for this political ambition. So during the time I was into politics, I wasn't somebody that, it was my salary I was earning before, and I want to serve. So I approached friends, I approached family, somebody printed my banners. All those banners you are seeing. I did not pay one dime. Banners all over Lagos, about 2,000 banners, even more, it's more.
A lot more.
All he said was that let the printer just come and be collecting the banners. So some people just looked at me and said, the people printing your banners and your posters, they need money to paste them. They gave me money. If I let them come to me for money, they handled all that. So when your posters, your banners are all over Lagos, that is half of the job done. Now, they see, it's a woman, she cannot win. But if it was a man, when you want to paste the banner, they will beat the people. They say, it's not a woman. Let them even see that we have women. That was another advantage. So all those things, I went through women leaders. I would say I want to see them. Then a lot of people, when you go and meet them, I went to the elders, those ones, especially the ones that were close to my father, they said, don't spend your money, or they will ask you for money. Don't mind them, or tell them you are coming. So everywhere I said, I'm going to contest. They say, what do you have for us? I'm coming. Let me enter first. They will look at me and say, this one, they've taught her, Whereas other people, some people will just come from US. They'll say they want to contest. They'll say, you have to spend money. They'll say, if you spend money, you enter. It's a lie. It's a big lie. They will clean you out, wash you and hang you dry, and you'll be on your own. That is what they call clearing. You can't go to you can't go to anywhere because you gave them money free of charge. And they will just say, some will say, I dreamt that you won. It's a lie. Those are tactics politicians use. When you want to contest, some people will start following you, they'll start following you. The next day, one of the people in your team will say, I dreamt yesterday that you became the governor. I saw people around you. It's a lie. They want to collect money from you. So, so they use all sorts of tactics. My children are in school. My children are sick. Some people, their parents will die 10 times because they feel you are a national king. They must be, So all these things, I already have experience because I left the service 2006 and contested between 2006 and 2014. That's a lot of time to learn the experience of things. So I look at everything together. I look at my past experience, and God ties everything in my mind. He ties it and tells me this is the way to go. And I thank God for that.
That's wonderful. In other words, it's important to have a relationship with God, a personal relationship with God.
Well, very important to have a personal relationship with God, number one. To have to be a serious-minded person. Now, there are a lot of Christians that don't take things seriously. For example, business. I'm just thinking of business.
Yeah.
There are many things in business that you must continue to do to ensure that your business doesn't fail. You can't say everything is God, God, God. You sleep in your house and expect money to, you'll be, the Bible says you'll be, poverty will creep on you. So, not only a personal relationship, dig deep into the Bible. Have an understanding that you have to climb the steps to get upstairs. You can't close your eyes and assume, and then you get upstairs. You have to walk, actually climb the steps to get upstairs. So don't expect God to come and carry you from down the stairs and climb up. Ask him, how do they climb? He will tell you, carry one leg up, carry the second leg up. You are tired, rest a bit. That is what God should be in the life of us. Then we ask for advice, we ask for help after doing a lot. In Nigeria, we put too much things in God. Some people will go and steal. They will say it's the devil. I'm sure the devil is even very, he will say, why are they lying on me like this in this country? So also, as Christians, I have seen, I'm not trying to indict them, some of my Christian friends, and we are in politics together. And you will see them doing certain things, and I'm like, and you call yourself then what are you doing here? You know, so we really need to have a personal relationship with God, with the Holy Spirit, so that he will continue to download things to us. And the Bible says our God knows that we have failings, that we are not perfect. So he's ready to forgive us. We should know that because we are not perfect, we will try our best and we will get somewhere. So a personal relationship with God in every aspect of our lives, in business, in marriage, in relationship with others, every aspect. When we Christians make a mistake, we say, when I go to church and we ask for this, Jesus says, I stand at your door knocking. It's not just knocking because he wants you to, he has knocked, you have opened the door. Yeah. You have given your life to him. What of when you wanted to spend the money anyhow? He was still knocking to tell you that money, put it in business. You did not listen to the door then. The door is always knocking at us. So let us continue till we die. We must continue to have a relationship and learn and relearn and continue to learn and relearn from the Holy Spirit. So that is it.
Wow. Thank you so much. Learn and relearn and learn.
You can never stop learning till you die.
Yes.
Especially from the Holy Spirit. And even in life generally. In life generally, look at it now. We spoke about something. You're on Zoom now. I'm talking to you millions of miles across the world. I am here. We are sharing something. And what we have is a lot of value. And it's just within this media. In those days, I don't think about 10, 15, 20 years ago, my mother would believe that we could be able to do this now. And we don't know what is going to happen in the future. So we have to continue to learn, to relearn. Even now that we have Zoom, the kind of demons that will be operating too will be Zoom-nice demons. You get what I'm saying? It's not those demons that used to be in the jungle. No, they are in cyber security. They're everywhere. So we need to continue to, learn, relearn, and continue to learn. Yes.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you. What would be, can you give us about 5 tips, just 5 statements or tips as to how to, to keep your business going? Maybe from your experience, what are the things that you have learned that helped you keep your business going?
Okay. First and foremost, you need to study a lot about the business. Try and get as much information as possible about the business. Don't just jump into it because somebody is into it. You won't believe that I did a research on this business in 1992, 91, 92. And I was a training consultant then before I joined Lagos State. I was writing feasibility studies. And I found out that the agric world was a place where you could go in and come out once you had certain factors of production. You know, so I wrote feasibility studies for people, for farms and all that. But I didn't find many people going into horticulture, landscaping, all these things. So then I'd already had an idea, apart from my passion. So learn a lot about the business. Number 2, be very prudent and wise. Be very prudent with money and be wise. There are a lot of my colleagues, and I look at them and be looking. When they started their business as big madam, they will go and employ 5 people. They will sit in one office far away and be watching TV. And I expect those 5 Nigerians, so Nigerian workers, which are another set of breed, to do the business. The business, most of them fail. That's number 2. Be prudent, be wise. Cut your coat according to your size, move at a certain pace, watching for all risks and all those things. Take risks that will not kill the business if taken. Look at every other thing. Now, my business is not a big multinational business. It's an SME. I mean, what they call it, MSME. The important thing is for your business to survive, your business to outlive you, and your business to be currently at least and long-term profitable. That's number 2. So you need to research. Number 3, presence is important. A business that you don't know certain aspects of it, go and learn those certain aspects. Don't let anybody hold you ransom. In my garden center, in every aspect of my business, every aspect, I know everything. When I employ somebody, it's because I want that person to help me, because I can't do all those things. But because he's coming to tell me a story that on Instagram, I posted this, I'll say, I am more Instagram than you. What did you do here? Why did you do this? You understand? So, but you cannot have an aspect of your business that you don't know. You should, if you see me in the garden center, I teach my staff, I guide them, I do a lot of things. They are now taking decisions because they've learned from me. But not because they came into my business to teach me. No, I teach them. They come into my business to learn. So I also read every blessed day. If a plant is coming from Indonesia today, I've been reading about it a year ago before I sink my hard-earned dollars into it, because it's a perishable item. Once I sink my hard-earned dollars, I pay the person in Indonesia, they will pay everything, all the phytosanitary certificates, it enters a plane. They've checked everything, it enters a plane. I have to be sure that it will survive the plane trip down here to Nigeria. Because who cares? They don't care. They've collected their money. The airplane, if you like, pack a dead plant inside, it will collect its money because you are giving it a box. When it lands, the Nigerian customs are going to check it in. They are going to check, you are going to pay duty. Then, if at the end of the day, the thing lands in your garden and is dead, who has lost? You have lost your money. Nobody is going to lose your money except you. So you need to learn every aspect of your business. Number 4, do not cheat people. Your staff, your workers, your clients, be very courteous. Do not think that because you own a business, you have become oga. Be the servant of everybody, including your staff. Find out what's going on. Take every aspect of your business seriously, especially with your customers. Though some people can be a bit funny in the sense that they want to eat their cake and have it, especially in our kind of business, have principles, have guiding, things. Get a legal team to write for you. So all those areas, you have boundaries. The customer has his boundary, you have your boundary, your staff look up to you. They see how you treat your customers. Any staff that maltreats that is rude or something like, goes immediately. Because I'll tell him that's the person paying our salary. And any customer that comes and beats up my staff, it will be shocked to find me in court. And we might still settle, but you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So you have to farm. You have to take, even if it is Bolly and Epa, you are selling. Take it seriously. If people laugh at you, let them laugh. You know where you want to take your business to. There are times when I'm planting flowers. I'm always dressing casually. How can I want to go and plant flower, come and be dressing gorgeously with makeup and everything? I'm not a serious person, Abby. So I dress dress the position, take a truck, carry my truck. No, we come down. My boys are doing semester. I'm there. They're doing like this. This woman, before you know it, everybody's salary is paid. So don't be ashamed. No big manism. We like big manism in Nigeria. I am Mrs. So. I opened a shop. Open your shop. Go and sit down in that shop. Every customer that comes in, meet them at the door. Tell them, what do you want to buy? They don't need to know whether you have. Who cares? Meet them at the door. What do you want to buy? Don't leave those aspects, vital aspects of customer care and everything to some funny business staff. 90% of Nigerian workers, they will steal your money, they will steal your goods, they will steal your customers. By the time those three things are out of your business, your money to replenish is out. Your goods is not even available. Your customer that will even come and buy, if you borrow under money, they are gone. Then what are you talking about? One day you go back home, lock your shop again, and say, I don't know what happened. How long do you want to do that? We are on this earth for a short period. Try and take those 4 things very seriously.
Wow. Thank you so much. Wow, thank you for those tips on, on business. Because many people have questions. A lot of people talk about how their businesses are going this way or going south or going whatever, but those are very key points, very, very key points.
Forgot to add one, maybe because you said 4. Like I said, the major aspect is God.
Yes.
God. In Nigeria, there are certain aspects of business. You as a business person is a different thing. As a Nigerian business person, special case. Number 1 is staffing. Yeah. Number 1 is a staffing issue. Know that there's a problem with staffing. Whichever aspect of your business you can cover, take it. The one that you cannot cover, lease it out. Try and cut all the areas of waste and destruction. Start destroy business. I've had staff, when I go to other people's shop, I will go in, they lock the door, they were sleeping. If not that, whatever they wanted to sell in that shop, I needed it, I would have gone to the next shop. So why wasn't somebody monitoring? Because those people that locked the door were sleeping, they're going to collect a salary. They will collect a salary for as long as you don't see them. So they will just tell you they didn't sell. You will put your hand in your pocket and you will pay them. After 6 months to 1 year, you have been expending, you have not brought in profit. You will go. They will go and find another job. So staffing is an issue in Nigeria. Staffing is an issue. If you have one good staff, manage that good staff. Continue to find. Search very well. Don't just say because you want to get staff. Get staff, get their guarantors, get their background, look at them, all the time, test and retest, teach them, send them for training. You understand? Look at their personal problems so that they won't steal your money. You understand what I mean?
They will destroy the business.
They will. So in Nigeria, because of the fact that it's difficult to catch criminals, they will steal your plans, they will steal your money. You will go to the police. The police will collect money from you. They will release them. They will say, they'll start begging you. You will start a case. A case might not finish in 3-4 years. And so the business climate in Nigeria is not easy. So, but staffing is the very key issue that you have to be careful with. Yes. Yeah. And you need to pray. Fast and pray for your business as often as you can. Fast and pray. You want to embark on something. You fast, you pray. Look unto God and say, God, I want to do this. What do you think? I know I might fail in it, but what do you think? Fast, look unto God for decisions.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for everything. So what would you like to leave with us? What would you like to say to us,
I would like to say that, I've lost both parents. I've even lost my junior brother. I'm happy to be alive. And a lot has happened as a young woman then, and as an older woman now, in quotes, I've seen a lot. Maybe not too much. I cannot pride myself. But life is very important. Family is very important. God is most important. And being serious-minded is very important. There's no loafing. Don't take things lackadaisically. Even with God, it says in the Bible that we should not rest and, where is that word self? He said we should always fast and pray. Seek not, Christians seek not yet repose. Always be on the watch. Watch and pray. Continue to watch and pray. Watch and pray in every aspect. For your children, for their future, for your marriage, for your business, for everything you're going to do in life. Be very careful. When I was a child, they would say I'm too straight, I'm too this, I'm too that. I must write my eyes and cross my teeth. God was preparing me for now. He was preparing me for now. If you say a meeting is 8 o'clock, let them meet you there 10 minutes to 8. Not lackadaisically coming at 9 and saying, it was this, it was that. You're not a serious-minded person. Be serious-minded. We need a lot of that in Nigeria. We have to be serious-minded. Let us take things seriously. And at the same time, because I'm in the plant industry, play, eat healthy, live a healthy life. Don't abuse your body. Don't abuse your body. Because there's always repercussion at the end of it. Take your health status very seriously. Don't be in denial. If you know you have hypertension in the family, go and be doing your test. Start taking your drugs. Don't say, in the name of God, you will just die of stroke one day. So take it very seriously. We should all live to the age of 100 with good life ahead of us. I hope to do that, though it looks funny in this country, in this Nigeria, but it can't happen because my own God says where people are saying there's a casting down, I will say there's a lifting up. In this country, Nigeria, if they say there's not enough, health, I will live in good health. I will prosper. Those are the kind of things we should be saying to ourselves.
Thank you. That message was directly for me. Do not abuse your body. It's something I'm telling myself. I do not abuse your body. You need to take care of yourself. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, we could go on and on. We could go on and on and on.
Ready for you. I'm ready for you. You know me. Since we were children, we would talk and talk till the kingdom come and always have things to say. Not to talk of now that we have, a lot of years of experiencing so many things. Is it about family we want to talk about? There's so much. So I'm always there anytime.
Yeah, thank you so much. Of course, I will have you back very soon. I'll be something to talk about. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Tokunbo, for your time. Thank you for everything you've said to us. I've really learned a lot. And I'm taking it back with me. The business aspect, the talking to our bodies, and you said something, talk to your body, even though around you it says all is bad. For me, it will be well, and be wise. You said something, if you don't do your checks and take your medication, you don't want to cut short your life for anything. Yes, thank you so much for all what we have learned a lot from you. And yeah. So we hope to see more of you.
I'm here anytime. Yeah. Even to serve Nigeria, I'm here.
Yeah,
so you can.
Definitely. Yes. Definitely. I know you'll get to that point. I know you too.
Amen. If it comes to that point, yes. But if it doesn't come to it, I'm serving myself and my God in my business.
And you're serving people, you're teaching us some of these things.
Yeah. Do you know, I get to meet, I've met 100 times more important people in my business than when I was in government.
Wow.
So when God directs you on something, just go. Don't question. He sees the beginning, he sees the end. I have so many, much more, 100 times people who are high up, well-to-do, even now in my business than when I was in government and in politics. So, and I have a lot of peace.
Wow.
Peace in my heart. Let God direct you.
That's good. That's good. That's good. And they are giving you wisdom, really, to know when to stop and when to go on.
Yes.
That is a prize. That is a gift to you.
Yes, a very big gift.
A gift, a gift, a gift. All right, everyone, we just keep going. But for now, thanks for watching this episode of Conversations. And to my next guest, bye for now.